Okay, so one of the girls is craving my cheesecake stuffed chocolate chip cookies. And so I wanted to go ahead and put that on here for them. The first thing I did was I softened an 8-ounce cream cheese, and I mixed that with 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. You want to do that, and you want to put that back in the refrigerator to get really cold. Your dough for the chocolate chip cookies, when you're making the cheesecake cookies, needs to be cold. So we're gonna go ahead and mix that up. So first in here, and for the kids, you have my chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's in the cookbook I made you, page 73. But for everybody else, so in the mixing bowl, I have 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of Crisco. My recipe takes Crisco, not butter. I like this recipe, so I don't know, maybe you will. So, and I think in one of the prior videos, the icing recipe, I showed how to measure Crisco. I put a cup of water in here, added enough Crisco to push it down till it came up to the 2-cup level. Drain the water off and put it in there. So you want to mix that up first. That's that cup of Crisco, brown sugar, and sugar. So I'm going to cream that up for a minute. And then when that gets incorporated, we're going to add 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to let that mix up for a second and reach back here. All right, so that's all creamed together with the eggs and the vanilla. Now I'm going to start out with 2.5 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then add probably an additional 1/2 cup of flour towards the end with a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So just going to kind of sift that in there. We'll start out with the 2.5 cups and the teaspoon of baking soda. I'll get that incorporated and come back and show you what that looks like. All right, so I incorporated all my flour and then added even the extra 1/2 cup, and then added the chocolate chips. And so this is gonna be what it looks like. It is not sticky at all. It's gonna kind of fall right off that beater. And if you were gonna make chocolate chip cookies without the cheesecake filling, you could just do that right now. I kind of scoop mine out into little balls and bake about 8 minutes on 375. I leave them sitting on the cookie sheet for at least 5 minutes because they cook additionally. So I take them out when they're just a little bit underbaked, and then when they sit on the cookie sheet, they finish baking and you have a really soft cookie. But for the cheesecake filling, we need to chill our dough. So I'm going to stick this dough into the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then I will come back here and we will make our cheesecake stuffed cookies. All right, so our dough is chilled, as well as our cream cheese mixture. You just want to wash your hands and get in here. So you're going to take a little bit of dough and kind of flatten it out. And then you're going to take a little bit of your cream cheese mixture, kind of put that in the center of it there. And then take some more dough and kind of flatten it out. So you're going to make a top, and then you're just going to kind of mold it around that cream cheese filling and get a whole tray of those ready. These are going to bake 350 for about 12 to 14 minutes, and I'll get a tray finished and meet you back here. All right, so these baked 14 minutes exactly. They came out perfect. I'm going to let those sit on top of the stove and not touch them for a good at least 5, even 10 minutes. I had my other ones chilling while those were baking, popped those in the oven. Usually I make about 20 with the cheesecake filling, and the rest I just do plain. I usually have enough of the cheesecake mixture to do around 20 cookies, about that size. So yeah, I'm going to finish baking, and then may come back after I have them all finished and cut into one, and hopefully you try these because they're super yummy. All right, they look fantastic. Let's chomp into one here. These have been sitting for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Perfect. Enjoy. I am.